Bette Lowe was a Glasgow-based artist with a deep love of the Scottish landscapes. She was especially drawn to the Orkney Islands, where the dark, dramatic scenery of the Hoy Hills shaped the direction of her later work. This piece reflects that shift, capturing the moody, atmospheric landscape she developed while spending time in Orkney with her husband and fellow artist, Tom MacDonald. Although based primarily in Glasgow, Lowe and MacDonald would travel to Orkney in the summer months, and there they would make lots of sketches of the landscapes around them. Then, when it was winter time, they'd return to Glasgow and work up these sketches in the studio. This work is made with pencil and paper, and using soft variations in tone, Lowe captures the feel of the land and the weather. There's a real moodiness to it, but a sense of calm too, which is something she saw a lot in the Orcadian landscapes. Lowe said of this experience, "I wanted to portray a shimmering, wonderful, misty light," which she found when walking. Looking closely, we can see this work has been made with vertical strokes only. This takes discipline and patience and imbues the surface with a meditative quality that we can only imagine Lowe achieved through creating the work. Early in her practice, Lowe made works quintessential to the Glasgow style, street scenes and portraiture, and although she was talented in this style, she began to move away from this into a more abstracted style, which boiled things down to base elements, light, sky, and land. So we have 3 other works by Bette Lowe in the Treasure Hub. One of them is Last Light, this one here, and another 2, Untitled from 1962 and Lennox Woods. So Last Light is a gorgeous watercolour work where we have these huge sweeping brush strokes across the surface, and it really makes me think of a drizzly day, one that you just want to stay inside reading. So Untitled from 1962 and Last Light are quite similar in their approach. They both have these kind of large areas of colour, flat, abstracted shapes, but they offer completely different emotional resonances. This one feels like you're maybe on a bus ride and you're going past a carousel or something, and there's a lot of movement to it. As in with Last Light too, there's movement there. And Lowe chooses the medium she works with to really encapsulate this movement in the best of her ability. And here with Lennox Woods, we have a completely different approach from Lowe. This is a screen print, and although it's got flat fields of colour like we can see with these green, peach and blue areas, there's also a lot of more illustrative elements to it. So we've got this beautiful branching on the purple section. We've got the kind of indication of fir trees, or lots of little sapling fir trees and some older trees in here, which really adds to the dimension of the work and gives us something different to the other 2. By using different techniques and different mediums, Lowe can create something unexpected with each work. Watercolour, there's a lot of water involved, so it dries much slower, and the water can pool and be dragged across, as you can see here in this kind of dragging motion. But with gouache, the paint is much more viscous, and it means it dries much quicker. So there's less of that kind of dragging motion that we can see here. There is some, but this has a different feel because it will have been done much more quickly than this, which you can really take your time pulling across. And these 2 mediums really remain distinct from screen printing, again, which allows the artist more experimentation but less spontaneity. So here the artist's brush has touched both of these, but with this one the artist really has to commit to an image early on. However, there is room for experimenting with these colours, so this could change green if she wanted to later on in the printing process, just by masking off this certain image and going back to it. And the same for all of these areas of colour. So using these different mediums in this way really allows Lowe and allows artists to choose which medium can reflect what they want the final image to feel and appear like. Deciding what is shown and what stays in storage is a really tricky decision. For me, it quite often comes down to instinct and what feels right with the other works. All of these works would have been fabulous in the show in Gallery 16, But really, in the end, it comes down to other things like condition, if they're framed and mounted. So none of these are mounted and framed, which means for a show they would have to be usually. We can exhibit things unframed, but the frame helps just protect the prints, so we like to have that. If it was a chronological show, which the one in Gallery 16 is not, but if it was, we'd really be looking at date and time and the context in which they were made, because that can also decide which work fits best within the show and the rest of the works. But in this case, I got to just choose the one that I felt fit with the rest of the works in the exhibition the best. And as I said, all of these are wonderful, but Sun Circles just really has that magical moment.